This show is brought to you by Interesting Radio. You can find all our shows over at interestingradio.nz.
You ready to go, mate?
Yeah, sorry, I was fiddling with your computer again.
Yes, you are.
I'll give you a mouse back. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Beware the Geeks, episode number 3.
Wow, it is. Hey, it's much better doing this straight after the TV.
Yeah, no, we're actually going to be able to, talk coherently about what we just talked about.
Man, what did we talk about three minutes ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Not 3 weeks ago. Yes, anyway. No, we just had a short discussion about Wi-Fi and wireless and how that works and a little bit, just the high-level stuff.
Yeah.
Probably slightly more technical than we'd liked, but, it's...
That one was hard to not be technical.
Yes, it is, yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of surprised Mike a bit with my story about Hedy Lamar. He wasn't quite sure where that was going.
Yeah.
That was kind of the point.
Very good. Well done. So what was your first Wi-Fi, Dan?
WR254G.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, crikey. No, it was a real struggle when I first got Wi-Fi to try and find actually getting an access point that wasn't horrendously expensive, but also for home use. I had a D-Link or DWL 1000, I think, maybe.
Right.
It was a tiny, if you pull up some images, I'll tell you if it was the right one. It was a tiny little thing. I had it mounted on the wall in the house I was renting, and and it was tied into my PCMCIA card for my laptop.
Nice. Yeah, I had Orinoco cards.
Oh yeah, Orinoco were the shiz, man.
Oh,
that was the thing to get. I don't remember why now, but they were the things to get.
The high school I went to had PCs with Orinoco cards and big massive antennas doing a 10K Wi-Fi link.
Cool.
Added to 11B, and it actually worked really well. They used it for video conferencing.
Cool. Have you got a picture of that router?
It doesn't seem to be a router.
It was that one. Oh, that one. Okay, actually, that one there. Whatever that one is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DWL 1000.
Holy crap! I remembered it.
Nice work.
That's awesome. Yeah. It was a piece of junk. It really was. It was horrid. But no, literally, I was just a very simple access point. Just Ethernet and power, and it provided a wireless network at 802.11b
with WEP.
With WEP, yeah. I only had WEP. Got a WEP. Really got to look up some of those.
And speaking of WEP and WPA and all that security, did you know that WPA2 is actually brute forceable?
Yeah, you need a lot of data to brute force it, though.
Well, not necessarily. WPS.
Oh, yeah. Who has that turned on?
Everyone.
I turn it
by
off.
Default.
First thing I turn off.
So WPS is, you push the button on the router and you push the button on your computer and they just work. But even if you haven't pushed the button, it's always waiting for a PIN.
Yes, that's right.
8-digit PIN.
Yep.
And 8 digits is not that many numbers.
No, it's not. Although some manufacturers put enforced a delay on it, so
yes, so
you can't just go through the whole lot and find it. Sometimes you're going, you got to wait 5 seconds, or I think.
Yeah, but before everyone discovered that was possible, I spent some interesting times pulling people's Wi-Fi passwords out of their routers. Not to use them because I have my own internet, so who cares? But could go, so your Wi-Fi password's this, right? And they go, huh? I go, you might want to turn WPS off.
Yeah, for some reason I've never found it. I just not like the idea of doing the whole button thing and automatically having your password. For some reason I just don't like it. Yeah, so I've always turned it off. Fortuitously,
once you get the PIN right, it sends your Wi-Fi password out.
Yeah.
So when the scanning tool finished, it said, here's the WPS pin, and in plain text, here's their Wi-Fi password.
It's terrible, isn't it?
I've still got some photos in my Dropbox that I took of the screen of the laptop with people's Wi-Fi passwords on it.
Brilliant. Yeah, but however, if that's turned off, it's much more secure.
Yes.
Yep.
It's, not really possible within human lifetimes if you've got a decent enough password.
What do you call it? Another meaning for an acronym, or another, a background, WEEP backronym?
Where you take a phrase and turn it into an acronym?
Well, specifically after the joke versions of it.
All right.
We're giving it shit because it's crap.
Oh, here we go. I was telling a whip joke once, but everyone already knew it.
So true.
Yeah, that's the only one that I can find. No, that's pretty good.
There's lots of really good jokes, IT geek jokes.
Oh yes.
Probably one of my favourite ones, the UDP one. You know the UDP one?
Yeah, no, I do like that one.
I was going to tell you a joke about UDP, but you might not get it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a joke about TCP. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Shut up.
Or actually, more accurately, as this post on Reddit says, here's a joke about TCP. Here's a joke about TCP.
Yeah.
Shut up, nerds.
Yeah. Let's not turn this into a bad joke episode.
Oh, dear. Dear. Yes, very true. Yeah. We're talking about WPS and turn WPS off. WPA, yeah.
Yeah, though we presume that people listening to this podcast know enough about their security to
That's right.
not be unencrypted.
Yeah, I remember the days of WEP because that really was the only thing there.
Yeah.
It was very basic, and that was very quickly worked out. You could reverse it, and back in the day, you used to generate your password and going, I've got 5 characters. Was it 5, 6?
Yeah, something like that, and then it turned it into a hex phrase for you.
Yeah, and then there was another one which was 11, I think, or something. Really. But anyway, it's like, what am I going to use? It's so few characters, so of course nobody used a word. They tried to generate it. A lot of geeks use devu random to generate some noise.
You remember war driving?
I never really got into it. I remember Kismet when it first came out, and how awesome it was for doing crazy stuff and.
It's kind of pointless these days because everyone's Wi-Fi secure.
That's right. Back then it was more fun because it's like, let's drive around and see what we can find. And you go, here, found one.
Yeah, let's connect.
Yeah, let's connect and see what's here. But now it's like, it's actually, you almost want to reverse war drive. Let's drive around until we don't find a Wi-Fi network.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. At home, there was maybe half a dozen access points I could see from home. It's actually reduced now for some reason. I haven't quite worked that. Actually, it's quite funny. It's reduced, but my access, my SSIDs at home have increased. Yeah. I actually quite like the SSIDs that people do with jokes. Some of them are really good. Some of them are a bit lame. Some of them are very lame. Some of them are just anyway. But
it hurts when IP.
Yeah. Or
GSB security van number 435.
That one too. Or hi Gavin. Or there was what's the other one? A Pretty Fly for a Wi-Fi. It's like that's just not funny. But it's the ones that actually play off each other. I think.
Yeah.
So
messages to each other.
Yeah. So actually, what I've got at home now is, surely you can't be serious. Yes, I am serious. And don't call me Shirley. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, airplane reference, but yeah. I've got a purpose for I needed 3 SSIDs. I've got my standard one for our devices, and the other one for guests, and another one for devices that are really crap and can't actually do things properly. So you change the settings on SSID for it to work. Ebook readers, for example. Anyway, so I needed 3, and I thought, what can I find? And I thought, I could do this one, and that'll do. So
yeah, whereas I'm really boring, and the SSIDs are the VLAN IDs.
They were cool until you got bored and couldn't work. Yeah, what I was getting to is I drove up to your place earlier, and I thought, I haven't had my my phone on your guest Wi-Fi yet, and I've got an audiobook I want to download, and I don't want to do it on my 3G, so I'll use Dan's internet. And I pull up, it's like, scroll. Oh, there it is. It's like 30 visible in your car park.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's more of them these days. So anyway, we've talked about our first one. Oh, no, you said, what'd you have?
WRT54.
With Orinoco cards. Yeah. It got better and better, and then eventually you got a laptop with Wi-Fi built in. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. That was like, oh, this is so cool. And, how does it work? How does it work? And, of course, you'd open up your laptop and, oh, there's the antenna there and blah, blah, blah. So,
Yeah, no, I remember, Renee.
I know Renee.
Yeah, I remember we had a WR254G in his garage, and we walked across the street, and we were super excited because across the road it still worked.
oh man, it's just so sad these days, isn't it?
Yeah, that was so exciting.
It is. It's those big antennas out the back. Yeah, I can't stand to look at those routers that that are selling. The big fancy ones with 15 antennas around them. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I specifically decided I am not going, because I've had various access points over the years.
Yeah.
Went from, I think I might have actually used a WR254G at one point, but it's only B, so it was no good. But I forget what I went to off the DWR, but at some point I got an Airport Express because I wanted the 3.5 mil out to stream audio to a stereo, and it was basically the only way to do it at the time. So you found the appropriate little bit of software to run on your Linux computer that could talk to the, what's it called again? AirPlay or something, isn't it?
AirPlay, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have an Apple computer, but I bought it for that, and then I got it going. So yeah, cool, sweet. And then after that, it was having issues, and it needed to be power cycled every now and then because it was, I don't know, old, whatever. And then after that, someone gave me a DSL router out of some nationwide branches of a business, let's say. Let's go there. A business. And they were DSL routers, but they had AC Wi-Fi. So it was my first AC Wi-Fi, and that's what I was using for a while. Then it started having issues. So I was like, right, time to have a real upgrade. Now both Dan and I have got Unify cracks sort of addiction going on.
Yeah.
So Ubiquiti has this Unify line of products for sort of all-inclusive, does everything, switches, routers, access points, all designed to be used through a central controller that configures everything. If you're a geek, you probably know about it, but go and have a look at Unify products. I mean, it's not an ad; they don't sponsor us at all, but that's really cool gear. So anyway, I got the AC long range access point, which you helped me put in. Thank you for because it's easy to get Yudi up on the roof to do the bloody the crimping and the punch down and all sorts of stuff. Because he's got the tools and he does it all the time, and I can't be bothered. And hey, he likes coming around to visit, so that'll do. Got that all going. It's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Just since then, I'd had Wi-Fi has not been an issue. It's always been one of those, where do I put it? And, but now it's ceiling mounted. But the best bit is it's just a nice, simple little round disc in the ceiling. Yeah. There's no garish antennas poking out of it, and I don't have to have my DSL plugged into it. And the all-in-one home stuff I hate. It's just, it's for geeks like us, it's just a pain. But
yeah, the guys at work have actually been giving me crap for using Unify because it's not really as customizable as, say, an Edge router. They're going, but it's so simple and limiting. It's like, I know. That's why I'm using it, because I just want my network to work.
That's right. But on the other hand, you can customize it through the back channels.
I have a little, but only because I had to for IPv6.
Yeah, I did the same. And I've got a wee bit for my crazy NAT set up for my multiple IPs to come into home.
Yeah.
So,
I went from, like Linux routers and custom everything and hundreds of VLANs to like very simple. It just works. And don't touch it.
It's a little bit away from Wi-Fi, but I mean, my first router was it was like my early 486 or something with a couple of network cards.
Hey.
One side was onto... Actually, no, it had a modem in it. That's right. It had a modem, and it dialed up, and it did IP masquerading from Linux on Ethernet on the 10 megabit segment. It was fine until we got DSL, and we got our Jetstream starter back in the day, and got we have a 3-com home connect, so you could do the PPPoE to it. And it was pretty cool. Anyway, so you get from that, blah, 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 computer, PC, custom router. But I went to a Cisco for a while, though. What are they again?
877?
Yeah, 877. I had an 877 because I used them with my previous job, and I thought, these are actually really quite capable devices until you work out that they're no good for anything over about 12 megabit.
Yeah.
And then when of course you get your nice speedy ADSL, you think, I could actually give it. I got a different route. Oh, wow, this is way better.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it sucks. So I had I can't remember what I had. I think I went straight from that to Draytech with was it Edge Router X?
Yeah.
And that was pretty good. And then Unify came along.
Mike kind of got it, and Mike and a few other people in our tech group kind of got into it. I'm going, no, I must resist. And now I have 2 switches, a router, and 2 access points.
Oh, Dan. You got to admit, though, it's pretty good.
It's
just
so good.
Works so well.
The only complaint I have is every time you change a VLAN on a port, the entire switch reboots.
Yeah. I do love the visibility of you've got through everything going on the network, all ports, and you can see where everything is and how it's all configured. And, you know, for a general home user, they won't care. But for
us,
Geeks, it's interesting.
I've got all my network devices and how much data they're using.
That's right.
And everything. It's so
deep
good.
packet inspection. It's bee's knees, man.
Yeah, and like 30 gigs a month of Snapchat data.
What? No way. Really? Oh, wait. Hang on. You've got a Becky in the house. No, I shouldn't hassle Becky. It's probably you.
Yeah, have a scroll through my friends list on Snapchat. More to show you the size of it rather than who's on it.
I'm really disturbed.
Yeah.
Again, I'm really disturbed.
Like 400 or 500 people.
How can you... Oh, hang on. Oh, wait, how many Twitter people have you got?
Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah.
And people off Reddit. r/Snapchat.
Oh, well, that's probably where you got them all.
Yeah.
I still can't get past the fact that Snapchat seems to be more bloody risque than just cool shit. I think, isn't that like Instagram? I don't know on Instagram. I know I've got Snapchat and about 3 people,
including me.
Including you, yeah. I think my biggest, is Reddit counted as social networking?
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest social network. But it sinks so much time into this. Hey, we're supposed to be talking about Wi-Fi. Stop it.
Yeah, well, this show's kind of a bit more relaxed.
It is, indeed.
I almost knocked West Sider over. That would have been bad.
Nice cider, thank you.
That's all right. Not that you really asked. You kind of just went into the lounge and opened the fridge and got it out.
Are you complaining?
No.
That's good. Sorry. Where were we? Wi-Fi. It's so ubiquitous. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
As we were talking about before, and Wi-Fi range and penetration. What's the longest link you've done?
I think it's about 160, 180 Ks to Cromwell, is it? As the crow flies?
Oh, that's that recent thing you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not Wi-Fi. What about Wi-Fi?
Yeah, true. I suppose it's not. Maybe 10 Ks?
Nope. It's more than that. About
Is it?
24. Because you and I and Michael tested out the...
we did too.
From
I
Mount
forgot about
Cargill
that.
up to Waikouiti.
That's right.
It boomed
forgot
in.
about that.
It was really cool.
Yeah, like 30 meg.
Yeah. Very functional.
Yeah. No, I'd forgotten about that one.
Yeah, but no, that was all just testing. It wasn't anything exciting.
Yeah.
But no, it's functional gear. That
The Ubiquity.
Yeah.
All of it is. Seeing I'm in a Facebook group for wireless ISPs all over the world, and they're all starting to move away from it.
Really?
Yeah.
Any particular reason, or
They're just getting
Just
better performance.
better
out of
options,
things
other
like
things?
Cambium and Mimosa gear.
okay?
Yeah, for about the same price.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that puts a boot up the butt of Ubiquity and they start changing to, or doing something.
Ubiquity are really good at releasing new products and not so good at polishing existing products.
Yeah,
They churn out so many different products. It's ridiculous.
it is. Still nice products, regardless.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I can't think of anything really exciting to talk about with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I do have a Wi-Fi link with my neighbour.
You do. You
Across
told
the
me about
road.
that.
Yeah, which is kind of handy. If one of our internet's down, we both use the other internet and stuff like that. Plex libraries don't go over the internet.
So hang on. How did you meet this neighbour?
We bought this house off him.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
all right. So you kind of established a relationship already, not seeing someone over. Hey, have you got internet?
Yeah, exactly. He's an IT guy as well.
Oh, is he? Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah.
that's fair enough then. I would be a bit concerned if it was just some random person over the road. Hey, I use Plex. Do you use Plex?
Yeah,
do you know,
exactly.
Do you know what computer is?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'll do all your IT if I can use your internet.
Yeah, I got him to buy an e-router as well.
Oh, very good.
So then he could have, auto fail over to my internet and that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. He'll be pretty happy about that, is he?
Yeah.
Crazy. No, my neighbours are all old people that don't really kind of understand internet and data and stuff. They would, yeah. Let's not go into it.
Yeah, fair enough.
What else? What else? This is a really short episode if we're going to end here, Dan.
Yeah, I know.
Gonna
Yeah, because we had a lot more to kind of branch out with, but because the primary episode was also kind of technical, we haven't got as much else to talk about.
I think probably the biggest thing, you could probably go in more geeky about the spread spectrum and stuff, but I'd have to go and do more research on it because I can't remember exactly how it works. But no, you did actually talk about LoHaNet, and it reminded me of going, oh yes, the old Aloha protocol, which is actually kind of used as another term for doing radio speaking, sort of, because with Wi-Fi and with anything sort of radio, you're on an open platform, you're talking to the room, you're talking to everyone. Yeah. And everyone that's near you can hear you, hears you yelling across the space. I've got some data, here it is. And everyone goes, well, that's not for me. It's not for me. Oh, yeah, that was for me. But also the idea of being able to talk to your nodes and actually have those handshakes and, talking back and forth and, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, there you are. So I remember doing Aloha protocol back in comp sci course. It was, I don't remember much more than I thought it was Aloha protocol because it was basically things saying hello to each other. So it was basically what it came down to. But, all the different ways that the spread spectrum and stuff works now. So it's quite ingenious. It amazes me how the boffins that spend their time researching and improving things like Wi-Fi of what they've come up with. I mean, getting the speeds that we got, 2.4 went up to G, or do you have N as well?
So 300 meg.
Yeah, so getting 2.4 gig from 1 megabit through to 300 megabit just by improving and tweaking and finessing the 802.11 spec.
And using more frequencies.
Yeah, it's just quite impressive. Tell me, is there a difference, or should you avoid 5 gigahertz, 80 megahertz channels, or 40 megahertz channels? It's kind of one of those things that people are sort of talking about at the moment.
It's not very neighborly.
Not very neighborly, right?
Because you're using so much spectrum.
Okay, so if you're out in the middle of nowhere and it's just you, use 80 meg, yeah?
Yeah, or 120 if you've got Wave 3 kit.
Okay, so use more, but if there's more people with the interference, it ruins the performance and you should use less.
Yeah, and it ruins it for everyone, you included.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so
I'm kind of on the surface or on the corners of hearing and reading about this, I should avoid 80, but haven't really followed up, and you've told me more about it now, so that's handy. Thank you.
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, it's that, using 80 uses up so much of the space. And
when you start impacting each other, it just kills
defeats the point,
Yeah, so you should use 40, okay.
Yeah, and like I said in the other podcast, you can get gigabit over Wi-Fi, AC Wi-Fi, but you have to just about literally be sitting on the access point to get it. So it's kind of no point trying to use that much spectrum if you don't have a legitimate need for it. And YouTube and cat videos is not a legitimate need. And I can't really
the internet is made of cat videos, Dan.
Yes, I know.
I love that video. Have you seen the video of the cat that's walking along the couch and is about to do the jump across the gap to the sail music?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it. Seriously. Let me find the appropriate thing to search on YouTube so it comes up as the first link.
Lovely.
Surprisingly, cat sail.
As in SAIL.
Yeah. Sail by Owl Nation music. Watch that one. Seriously.
Okay.
Have you got audio out of that computer?
Yeah.
Stand by, folks. We're back in a second. You'll get Dan's reaction.
It's very suspenseful.
You wait. Gets better.
Oh no! Oh, poor cat.
It's just the way the leg sort of goes.
r/instant regret.
Oh, it comes up on Reddit everywhere, heaps so often. Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, we'll check out a link to the show in the show notes for that, just so you can see what I was reacting to.
It is my favourite cat video on the internet at the moment. Just love the way that.
Oh dear, I don't think we've got much more to say on this, do we?
No, I don't know. I can see the technology is, as we were saying before, in the previous show. What do we call it? The primary show, the
parent show.
The parent show. The parent show. There we go.
Yeah. So if you're not,
as opposed to parents show, we're not talking about the olds. We're talking about the parent show.
Yeah. So if for people that only listen to this show and not tech explainers,
yep.
Episode 3 is probably one you want to listen to because we did kind of go a lot more into detail.
Yeah.
Which is why we're kind of struggling now.
With no preparation for talking random stuff about technology.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is a hard one to talk about because it's so... Everyone's got it and everyone used it and used it for ages. But... and Pringles cans, antennas. And,
yes.
There was this whole... we probably could go and talk about that.
USBWiFi.orcon.net.nz.
Yeah, and there's all these different...
Which is gone, by the way.
Yeah. There's all these... WOC-Fi, you get your WOC-Fi with your
Cantenna.
And Cantenna, yeah. But back in the 2000s, there was lots of people doing interesting stuff with wanting to play with the technology, get long distances and do long distance links with their standard Wi-Fi card and putting an antenna pigtail on and trying to put something up to get a talk to their neighbour about, a kilometre or whatever away and get decent internet for all these things that people are doing. And of course, now that you've got Ubiquity products, this kind of doesn't make a difference, but or other products from other companies to do long range links. But people are so innovative trying to create things. At one point, I had a friend, I haven't spoken to him in ages, I should catch up with him, doing some interesting stuff with playing around with Wi-Fi and heads and gear and bits and pieces. And he managed to come across these optical... it's not quite Wi-Fi because it's not radio, it's optical, but they literally were a couple of, effectively laser pointers with receivers at both ends, and you had to get them perfectly aligned. But back then we're talking about having, I think it was 50 megabit or something over them.
Wow.
It was pretty cool, the idea of doing a long distance optical link. So you'd only lose data by something actually being in the path of the optical.
Literally in the path, yeah.
Because there's lots of plans for, how can we make a Wi-Fi network, because Wi-Fi didn't really exist. We're talking about war driving and stuff, and hardly anything anywhere.
Yeah.
So it was primed to go, well, where's a nice high location that we can find to put an access point, and we can all talk to that and have friends around the city on the same network. And but
yeah, so I found a PDF which is a dump of USBWiFi.org and I'm looking at a strainer. And they were all Dick Smith USB Wi-Fi adapters. That people were using, like this one.
Yeah, that's the true definition of WOC-Fi, that one there.
Oh yes. Yeah, and there's one up the top which is it's this one actually, which is a Dell Pocket PC with a compact flash Wi-Fi card.
Oh wow!
Talking to a Dick Smith USB Wi-Fi adapter on the end of a broomstick.
Speaking of that, so I was watching one of the latest episodes from Destin, Smarter Every Day.
Yeah,
and he's talking about the eclipse that's coming up. There's an eclipse coming up in the US.
Only in the US.
Which, I so want to go. But hey, are you saving the date for 2028? Well, because there's one going to pass right over us here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
11 years.
Yeah, it's not that. Time flies, man.
True.
Oh man, I'll be like, oh, that's depressing. I'll be almost 50.
Scary.
the Destin was talking to this guy who's he's a plastic surgeon,
Right.
and he's like just 100% into eclipses and solar eclipses, and he travels the world to see them.
Yeah.
He's developed an app which tells you with your given location down to the meter the timings for your for the passing of the solar eclipse. He's got this car park near where he lives, which is perfect for the 2017 eclipse, which literally has the edge of the eclipse in it. So you can stand in one location. It tells you this is when it'll start. This is when it will be, the maximum solar eclipse will be, and this is when it'll end.
Mm-hmm.
But it says you're not in the total eclipse area, so you won't see. You'll still see some sun.
Yeah.
So he moves 10 meters that way, and it says this is when solar eclipse starts. This is when it will completely cover the sun. This is when the sun will be uncovered, and this is when it will end. Basically giving you all of those events, saying because you're there. However, the sun's only going to be covered for 7 seconds or 28 seconds or something, because you're right on the very edge of that. You need to go quite a long distance to actually be in the middle. It's like something like 2 minutes 40 seconds where the sun's actually covered by the moon. It's quite long.
Wow. Yeah.
So anyway, this the guy was talking about, and it was showing his compact device that he had this first version of his app on.
Yeah.
And Destin was like, it's really funny. He's like, I can't believe, this is really amazing and I can't work out which reason it's for us. One, that you've done this so long ago on a compact, HP compact device, or the fact that you've got one that's still working.
I had a lot of Pocket PC devices. My first smartphone was a HTC Apache.
Actually, I had a Harrier. Way back in the day.
Except HTC Apache was a CDMA device when Telecom was still CDMA.
Yeah, no, the HTC Harrier and the... would you have the
HTC Apache.
Apache. That's older than the Harrier, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the original ones. It was massive.
Because there was the Apache, the
keyboard.
Harrier. Apache, Harrier. Man, what was the other one? Falcon.
Yeah.
Struggling now. But yeah.
And then I switched to iMac Jazz Jam when the XT network launched.
That's right. Yeah, I had a workmate had one of those on the Vodafone network. I think they were 900 megahertz from.
Yeah, they supported 850 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they actually were pretty decently clever devices, but to be perfectly honest, the data usage was still so expensive that you hardly ever used them for data.
Yeah.
It was really just for email.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, wow, yeah, slide out keyboards and things.
Uh-huh.
I remember my first experience with an Android device literally was like the original Google phone. What's it called? The G1. G1?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool with the little bit off the end. And I think it had a rolly ball in it as well, something, and a slide out keyboard and stuff. Very functional device, very cool. But,
my first Android phone was the Nexus 1.
Yeah, that was like the one after it or something. But
yeah, I spent a fortune on that thing because I imported it and I got the dock as well.
Wow.
It was so exciting.
Yeah, pretty cool. Actually, the Nexus 1 was a pretty cool device. But I remember my first experience back on, what was it, Cupcake, way back then. It was like the first one that sort of publicly released or something. Yeah. What was D? Can't remember. Donut? No. I didn't actually start really using it till, I think it was Gingerbread.
Yeah, Donut. Donut, Eclair, Freo, Gingerbread.
Yeah, Gingerbread was my first one.
Honeycomb.
Yeah, Honeycomb was the tablet one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ice cream sandwich. Oh, man. So for those you all know about it, never mind.
Yeah, and now we've gone significantly off track.
We have. They've all got Wi-Fi.
That's true.
But yeah, no, I think it's going to be interesting to see where the technology goes in the future. And I'm still going to say at this time, if you've got the ability to use a wired cable, use a wired cable, because Wi-Fi is not the answer for everything. And it annoys me that people think, oh, it's going to completely get rid of our entire corporate network because we use Wi-Fi everywhere. No.
No.
No. But you just can't help some people.
No. It's good for meeting rooms and things. But yeah, apart from that.
Yeah. I remember a previous job starting to sort of try and roll out a form of guest Wi-Fi to clients when all they had really had was like an ADSL connection for their internet and a corporate LAN, and that was kind of it. And it ended up being the product being used was like Apple Airport, because you could have the guest SSID.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of worked, but it was clunky because it's just one device, and you've got to have the Apple software to configure it and things like that. Unifi's the right answer now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there are so many options out there now for much better. They've gone from being painful to do anything with Wi-Fi, having to hack your card, or the guys that took Orinoco cards. I think they got Orinoco cards because they had external antennas on them or something.
Yeah.
Like what was it? Was it SMA? No, it wasn't SMA. It was no, it was a small anyway.
Something.
A little plug-in thing, but I can't remember what it was now. But people that would go, no, I bought this one, but I found that if I open up the little thing on my PCMC account on the end that's got the antenna in it, I can find there's actually a port there, and if I cut a wee bit of plastic out, I can get to it and plug it in. And they go, it just doesn't seem to perform, because quite often that port's actually not connected, or you've got to change some trace on the board or something. So, but it was an experience back then. And
you see Google Wi-Fi?
No?
Google have bought out. I'm pretty sure it's Google. Let me check before I continue talking. Yeah, so Google Wi-Fi is pretty much a mesh Wi-Fi solution.
Oh, okay.
It has, instead of mesh where you have the repeaters using WDS, and every time you add another repeater it halves the available bandwidth. So this is mesh instead. So there's two radios and the access points, a separate 5 gigahertz channel to uplink them all, and then it does 2.4 and 5 for clients as well.
To be honest, it kind of sounds just like a more corporate or consumer grade version of like an OpenWRT install, that with a device that's got an appropriate radio that can do meshing. Yeah,
exactly. So this is all plug and play, and it just works. It's really awesome.
Meshing is really cool.
Ubiquiti have actually released the same thing, Amplify.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I was kind of tossing up between that and Unify when I was getting rid of my Cambium APs, but you had that Unify AP, so that kind of sold it. Please don't forget to pay my invoice.
Oh, crap. Thank you.
Because I won't be able to pay Go Wi-Fi if you don't pay me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for reminding me. I'll do it when I get home. Thank you. Yeah, so meshing's really cool, and being able to, use little tiny routers that are, dime a dozen sort of thing, and you put some custom software on it to do meshing and dot them along a path, and you can get some internet, it's really quite clever how it works, and it just works.
Yeah, and there's Open Mesh as well, which is one of the first kind of meshing APs, and I remember chaining 3 or 4. When I lived in Auckland, we built a managed office building, but before that we were just renting a single floor on a building, but we didn't have internet. So we made friends with the people on the bottom floor, 3 floors below, and the people in the middle.
Excellent.
And so we put a open mesh at the bottom, one in the middle, and then one up with us, and bridged the Wi-Fi up. So it was
excellent.
Many layers of NAT, but it did the job.
Double NAT is evil. Yeah, that's bad.
Oh
no, that's really cool. The things that you used to do to find a solution and to do it over Wi-Fi was just because it was the new tech to play with, and it was pretty cool. But yeah,
I actually had to do another kind of fancy solution at work the other day. Spark have brought out a 4G service which has got lots of data, so it's like the skinny service.
Right. Yep.
But they don't.
Wait, aren't they like doing some sort of in the background sort of sneaky change ADSL people to like 4G?
Yes.
Broadband?
Yes.
Like not tell them that's what's happening?
Yes.
That's really...
Well, they are telling them, but they're calling up, people that don't quite understand.
Yeah.
It's actually better for a lot of people.
Well, I can see that.
I know that it's misleading for people, but if you're, someone that uses 20 gigs a month...
Yeah, fair enough.
And you're on ADSL 1, it's significantly better.
Yeah, but
the way they're going about it is
I've
not
heard
good.
there are people that are actually got decent speeds in ADSL too. Yeah, they don't use a huge amount of data, but they go to this and it's slower.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No. But yeah, the 4G service doesn't give you a public IP, and there's no way to get one. It's currently unsupported.
Oh, okay, right.
So that means the IPsec VPNs don't work.
Helpful.
So I ended up building a MikroTik open SSTP VPN solution for a customer.
Because they've got people that have got it at home have gone changed this and they can't get into the VPN. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I put a virtual one in the data center and had all that. I came home and went, oh, here's a router board. Take that back to work. It took me like half an hour to build this solution and went, here you go.
Give them one of these, put it at home and boom.
Yeah, done. Yeah.
It's effectively a phone home endpoint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cheap because they're like, so how much is this going to cost? And I'm like, the whole thing will be under $200. And they went, just do it.
I remember first getting into dealing with, companies and money and going, oh, they're not going to want to spend $300 on this. And it just the size of the company, it gets to the point where it's pocket change. And, And, I'm in an industry now where some things come up, there can be several $1,000s and it's just do it. It's on the order of, a part of this multi-million-dollar project. Just it's not worth worrying about.
Just do it. Yeah,
we don't want to have a fight about this. We're going to spend more fighting about it than we are going to actually just solve it. So and that's ultimately what it comes down to. I mean, I've certainly had managers in the past who'd say, no, don't like that price. Go there and see if you can get it cheaper there. And oh, you got it $15 less. That's brilliant. So I spent 3 hours doing it. So
yeah, exactly.
It's like, I've just spent that $15 about 13 times, or whatever.
Yeah, especially with my charge out rate at work.
Exactly.
If I waste 15 minutes, then it's not worth it.
That's right. Yeah, anyway, so Wi-Fi, great product.
Yeah, that was an unbelievably off-track episode.
Yeah, but that's all right. That's what happens. I'm interested to see what happens in the future with regards to wireless technology and things like that. But I'm still going to be one of the old. I can just see it now. 30 years time. I still prefer a wired connection, and everyone's going to be like, but they've solved all that interference stuff because everybody's on the same network and.
It might be fiber by then.
Well. Wired fiber.
Yeah.
Wired. It's a wire of glass.
What cat are we going to be up to for network cables? But I'd say that it's probably going to get to
it's going to go straight to fiber now.
It's going to go to fiber. Yeah.
It's Cat 6 will be the end of it, and we'll be on fiber.
Got Cat 7.
Oh, okay. Cat 7 will be the end of it, and we'll go to fiber.
Which can do 10 gig over like 100 meters.
Wow, that's actually pretty good.
It's something like that.
Man, the tolerances on building that must be just
Let me Google that to make sure I'm not talking out a hole in the side of my head.
Your ear.
It's a figure of speech.
It was a hole in your head, not on the side of your head.
Yeah. Cat 7 supports 10G based T standard for bandwidth up to 10 gigabits over a maximum distance of 100 meters.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I've always thought I had a belief, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and I probably am because I just sort of thought, okay, so Cat 5, or Ethernet in general, was good up to about 100 meters.
Yep.
My understanding of that was because of the twisting in the cable, in that the four pairs twist at a different frequency. So, you twist this one at so many twists per meter, and this one so many twists per meter, and this one so many twists per meter. And at various points along, because of course that means it changes the phasing of the signal. It's all and they're all out of phase, which means that they're not interfering with each other. And at various points along that cable, some of the pairs come into phase with each other, but one or two pairs is not a big deal. My understanding, I could be wrong about this. I'm quite happy to be wrong about this, and someone can correct me or you can. Is that the magic 100-meter distance is because that's when they all came back into phase again, all at the same time?
I don't know. I always thought that it was just, electrical loss over distance of copper cable.
Could be.
But yeah, I don't know. I know you're right. They're twisted to avoid crosstalk between the pairs.
And they're twisted at different rates.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I I'm not sure. I think I picked that up in one tiny little conversation, and my brain went, "Oh, that's interesting. I'll file that away," because it's completely unuseful for anything other than the fact general interest's sake. But so I'm happy to have that been blown out of the water and destroyed. But that was sort of along my lines of the understanding of why it is that 100 meters is it's related to the phasing of the twists. But
yeah, no, I have no idea.
I related to. I'm probably wrong. Oh man, you're going to put that in the podcast. I'm going to look like an idiot.
That's all right.
We're all allowed to look like idiots at various times. Honestly, we love corrections.
But we haven't had any yet. We haven't had anyone go, "No, you're wrong."
Well, do we have any listeners?
We do.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
It's a little bit more than that.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan's other podcast. Are you still getting people popping up on
yeah.
that one?
We're recording the next one tomorrow.
I think that's fantastic. So I think we mentioned it last time, didn't we? I think we did.
I can't remember which one we mentioned it on.
I found that the most fascinating thing was how blown away you were. Home automation podcast, that's right.
Yeah.
And you were just blown away with, wow, that's popular.
Yeah, it's like this thing that I talked about, and everyone was like complimenting the host, which was me. Like, what? Really? Me? All right. You sure you listened to the same podcast I uploaded?
Yeah.
So it's had 1,725 listens.
That's pretty good. For a new podcast, I guess, yeah. Well done.
For a brand new podcast,
well done.
Oh, and someone's linked to it. There's a ping back.
Perhaps we should talk about podcasts in the next episode since we've got into that.
Yeah, no, we can do that. I need to do a studio tour anyway, so I'll do that as part of that.
Oh, wow. What, like with video?
No, photos. I have zero interest in doing it, but I can do like a slideshow or whatever with some photos and talk about it and release that separately.
Different things in different parts and how it's complicated, man. I'm expecting to learn a heck of a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking I'd probably do it in the style of like a training video for using the studio.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, fair enough.
So that's kind of got a double benefit and shows people and teaches you and other people how to use it too.
The thing that confuses me is when you first showed me your bit of paper that had your mappings on it. It's like, what the hell? This makes no sense. And you got a new one now, which looks like it's much simpler on a single page. But
yeah, I actually bought this spreadsheet, so it's made for my mixer.
Right, let me have a look here. Yeah, no, that's way too complicated. No, it's versatile, right? So
yes.
It's.
Well, you saw that video I sent you, right, of the pull apart of it and how you open it up and it's just hollow.
I looked at it and I thought, I just can't watch this now. So it's another, YouTube. There's a brilliant subreddit. It's like down the YouTube hole or something like that. Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it really is like, you go, oh, wow, I've just spent the last 4 hours, down the hole on YouTube, and this is what I got to. Check this out, guys.
But basically, I'm now indicating the mixer with my hands, but you have like the board, and you have a
wait. Does your mixer have Wi-Fi?
No.
Oh, it's kind of off topic.
The circuit boards, and then at the back you have a board.
Yeah,
and that's it. All the rest of it is hollow.
Yeah, well,
because it's all digital.
Expensive ear.
Yeah. Very, very expensive.
All right, folks. I think we'll call it an end.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Till next time.